analyses. So what happens with them? Your senses pick up on things that are in your environment. You see the kids, and you get the thought, oh, what if I harm my kids? You see your wife, oh, gosh, imagine if I killed my wife. You're sat with a member of your family, even a male or somebody of the same sex, and you're thinking to yourself, what if I did this sexual thing with them? And you see it in your mind's eye. But you know consciously that you'd never do those things. They're so inappropriate and so against everything you believe. But then they disgust you and you don't want to discuss them with anybody. But it's all part of the flight or fight response. They're risk assessment thoughts. That's all they are. Now, what do you do about them? Well, clearly what you need to do is reduce your anxiety level. And that's what we do. I'm not trying to sell the Linden method to you. I'd love you to try it because I know it works to do this. But 99% of our clients have these inappropriate thoughts, either constantly, at varying times, or at times of higher stress or higher anxiety or during a panic attack. But without any fail, people have these thoughts. And this is not OCD, because OCD is obsessive compulsive disorder. These aren't obsessive thoughts. These are inappropriate thoughts based on the flight or fight response. Do you see how that makes sense? Now, I had these thoughts too, so I know about this. And I had them constantly for about 6 years. And I'd be stood next to somebody, a same-sex person, maybe a member of my family, and in my mind's eye I could see myself doing the most grotesque things to them, aggressive things, sexual things. And I was thinking, I must be going mad, this can't be right. That to have these thoughts is just overwhelming. But no, they were completely appropriate to the level of anxiety that I was experiencing. I also had OCD, but that came and went really, and it was more to do with contamination issues. And especially in childhood I had that. So OCD is a different thing. Pure O, as people call this, gives the impression that somehow pure O is related to OCD. It is in as much as it's fueled by the anxiety and these what-if thoughts, but it's different in as much as that there isn't a compulsion involved. So there's no action, there's no practicing of a physical action. So pure O, as it's called, these inappropriate thoughts, is just a separate symptom of an anxiety condition, of panic disorder, generalized anxiety disorder. In the same way as agoraphobia is another symptom of a panic or anxiety disorder. Now, OCD, pure O, these inappropriate thoughts, can all be cured by addressing the subconscious anxious habit that fuels them. And what do I mean by subconscious anxious habit? I mean the habit that you've created in your subconscious mind using your absolutely incredible superior creativity, which every anxiety sufferer has, without exception, because without it they're not able to somatize this condition, in other words, think their way into it. But it's their creativity that fuels and builds and retains the anxiety response and the anxiety disorder deep in the subconscious mind, in the part of the brain responsible for the anxiety reaction. And because the anxiety response is stored in that particular way, and because anxiety and fear is the only emotion that is adaptable to your environment, because it has to be, when you move into a dangerous environment, your anxiety levels have to rise. And when you move out of that environment, they have to fall. So if you live in a dangerous country and you move to a non-dangerous country, you adapt to that environment. And the way you adapt is that your sensory organs see that environment, feed it back to your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind says, well, I don't need to be as anxious in this situation. And then your anxiety is suppressed and a new behavior is formed, a new non-anxious habit. But if you have an anxiety disorder, your anxiety condition, your anxiety levels go up to a higher level, and they fix there. And your thoughts and the environment that you build for yourself as somebody with an anxious habit feeds back to the subconscious brain, and what happens is you develop this anxious habit that is stored and perpetuated in the part of the brain responsible for the anxiety response. Does this all make? I hope this makes sense. I mean, I'm doing this very off the cuff because this has been requested by somebody who brought my attention to the fact that perhaps I ought to just tell you a little bit more about this situation. So what's the solution? It is to undermine and remove the subconscious anxious reaction that fuels and perpetuates the anxiety at its core. And there's only one way to do that, and that's through structure, support, guidance, and through relevant structured support and guidance. Support and guidance provided by people who know exactly what to do to teach you how to create an environment for change that will undermine and remove your anxiety disorder forever. It's the only way to do it. There is no drug that reaches this part of the brain. There may be a drug that reaches that part of the brain, but that can't selectively select the neural pathways of learning that are responsible for this habit, this behaviour. There's just nothing that can do that. It would be difficult to do through surgery, let alone anything else. In fact, you'd destroy so many other brain cells with medication or surgery that could address this area of the brain that it just wouldn't be worth doing. There is no medication that can reprogram the specific neural pathways that you need to reach in order to overcome and eliminate your anxiety disorder completely. It's impossible. So medication can't do this. And the only way to do it is to talk to people that have done it. And those people are the people that we have helped over the 12 years that we've been doing this. And myself, I've done it myself, and I know how to do this. And my staff are trained in building the environment for change that you need to overcome this completely, very, very quickly. Very quickly. And in fact, those thoughts stopped in me within 2 days of starting this structure. Within 2 days, my panic attacks stopped, my derealization of depersonalization stopped, and these pure O thoughts stopped. They stopped completely. They went away. My anxiety took a little bit longer, and it died down over maybe a few weeks really, until it was completely gone. But it was completely gone because I no longer had that subconscious anxious habit fueling the thoughts, fueling my disorder, and the thoughts went completely. I hope this explains what I'm trying to get across to you, and I hope it makes complete sense because, you know, 115,000 people helped so far, and by the time you watch this video, it'll be more people. Look on our YouTube site, Facebook site, look on panicandanxiety.com at the comments we get from our clients, look at the videos, testimonials. You'll soon see that there's nothing else that touches this solution, nothing else in the world, and you know, we know this works, and I know this works, and if you don't try it, you're not doing the thing that absolutely every recovered anxiety sufferer has done to get completely well. We can provide the structure, the support, the ongoing support, and the material, the advice, and the experience to get you well, and hopefully you'll take us up on this. So I hope this has all made sense to you. If anybody wants me to do anything else, explain any element of this in more detail, or to do any other videos, please contact me through Facebook, YouTube, through the sites, through stopworry.com. But take a look at panicandanxiety.com because it's slowly becoming a resource for videos like this one and information that will help you guys to understand that what we do at the Linden Centre really does work. Anyway, I'll say goodbye. I've waffled on enough, and I hope you've enjoyed or found something useful in this video. Take care.